Hang on, what is that? Surprise, Mr. CEO, sir. I'm delighted to announce that Miss Muriel, the Reverend, is working on an evolving pictorial series. Come now. And did Muriel provide any information about her work? Ah, yes, of course, Mr. CEO, sir. This time her subject is, the onerous of work. Apparently she was inspired by your brush and burnout. The more difficult it is, the more epic and representative the hard work you do, her creations become. This is the Breakdown series. Note here the contrast between the richness of the sculptured altar and the simplicity of this barely scribbled upon post-it. Fascinating. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Who are you? Oh, this is Jocelyn. Boss? Well, I sure am glad to see you again. Yes, it's so nice to catch up, but let's skip the small talk, shall we? In accordance with Bulletin B-66, you may not access the elevator until you sign a form. Don't make that fair. Don't make that face. Rules are rules, so let's go. Oh, I even hit the wrong button, though. Jocelyn's contracts. Before launching an assault on the Sorrows, Jocelyn requires a few administrative formalities, if you wish. You can choose at least one contract among the four offered. Each contract imposes certain conditions that must be met during your time with the company. Fulfilling a contract grants you a bonus, or in the opposite case, inflicts a penalty. All the information is on the sheet. Depending on your level, Jocelyn can offer up to 4 contracts, but you can only take 3 at most. Jocelyn is open to negotiation. In exchange for a few ingots, she'll be happy to renew her offers. Okay. Jocelyn, Flux Logistics Manager. Jocelyn began her career as the second ever Death Inc. employee. She was hired right after the cloak. Can you believe it? She was initially hired as the Hourglass, but her formidable efficiency soon saw her rising above the ranks, or rising through the ranks. The CEO promoted her to the role of Water Clock, and then, after numerous negotiations during which Jocelyn demonstrated her hunger to succeed, she became Flux Logistics Manager. In plain English, this means her essence controls the network of Death Inc.'s elevators. It goes without saying that she is single-handedly the heart and soul of the whole company. Well, although she is a bit scary, Jocelyn has always put this trait to good use. Thanks to the right training and a big smile, your elevator phobia is now a thing of the past. An update on Claude. Claude's damned soul must have gotten lost somewhere along the way. Either that, or he wasn't ready to hang up his calculator just yet. So he sent his resume to Death Inc. as soon as he heard the accounting department was hiring. He wasn't offered the position right away because Claude's soul showed up to the interview without his head. His torso, arms, and legs floated all by themselves. The level of administrative confusion was dantesque. Because nobody knew whether it might just be a simple ghost who decided to worm their way into the Death Inc. workforce. That's funny. Sorry, I need to lean back for a second. Ugh. The Breakdown series. Once you successfully complete a run, you will be given the chance to turn the difficulty up a notch. This will take the form of pictures created by Muriel the Reverend, the artist you're sponsoring. Each difficulty level is ranked by breakdown number. Imminent breakdown is basic difficulty, while breakdown 1 will be a bit more challenging. Oh, I see. Okay. And so on and so forth. Needless to say, breakdown 15 is quite something, and one reserved for only the most enthusiastically insane employees. Insane is crossed out. That's funny. Don't panic. You can choose self-fulfillment and easy mode, so you've got some breathing room. Nice. Oh, did we already start a run? I think we did. Indeed, the data was reset to 0. Sorry, Patrick. There's not much I can do. You can't help me, but why not? Joe is really the one to ask, but I suspect it's because the boss has had a falling out with Brad. Can't think what else it could be. Brad's been letting souls in willy-nilly. Right after their meeting, the counter span out of control and started smoking, and now here we are. Everything's at 0. That'll be the factory settings. It's one of the quirks built at 5.2.0. It resets itself to 0. I wanted 5.2.1, but Joe said it was too expensive. Too bad. But Orvie, you have to repair it. The counter was at... I don't know anymore. It would be a disaster if we lost track of our quotas. I know, it's a rotten business, but there's nothing I can do. Oh, Jesus. We need to kill Brad. You mustn't say that. Oh, that was very strange timing. Oh, come on, kiddo, it's obvious. There was a conflict of interest between the higher-ups and Brad. He was right not to let it go that easily. Could have gone about it less forcefully, though. He could have split his skull in half with his rocky fists. Okay, you're right. He could have asked me first. It wouldn't have done any harm to send a quick email and follow it up with General Assembly. With a General Assembly. So, consequences for losing to Brad. Whoop. Forgot I don't have that hammer. Or the hammer. Whoa. Spectral coverage protects you from the next damage you take. Okay. Spectral coverage was created based on research carried out on curses, more specifically the Soul Armor Curse. Its purpose is twofold. Firstly, it protects employees from suffering an unfortunate workplace accident, and secondly, it offers an alternative to the mandatory HR review with Mr. OSHA. Even though the insurance has to be renewed each time an employee takes a hit, it is still quite effective, and employees seem particularly satisfied with it, much to the labor inspector's great displeasure. Union protection. Increases your defense by 10. The effect lasts 40 seconds. There's no better way to gain a little more protection from your opponent's blows. Jerry fought bitterly at the Works Council meeting for resources to protect employees against sorrow abuse. Now you can strengthen your defenses and distribute the means of production more equally among all employees. Aren't I the CEO, though? I don't want unions if I'm the CEO. That means I make less money. Ah, Vampy, how's it going? Enjoy your lurk. I appreciate you hanging out. Oh. Concentration key is key. Yeah, let's increase the scythe damage. Nice. Let's go to the vault. What was that? Morticulturist. Morticulturists are singular beings decomposed of a thin slice of rotten flesh pulled taut over wooden hoops. Their bodies have been stamped with a necromancer's seal enchanted by death himself. The main job of these highly erratic necromantic puppets is to keep the company gardens neat and tidy. Following the abolition of slavery in 1779, a new administrative strategy was needed to justify the presence of these obedient scarecrows who follow the boss's orders to the letter. The resulting ruse is actually still in use today. We call them employment contracts. That's funny. Can I make it up there? Yes. Oh, I guess I didn't have to climb that way. Whoa. Ah. A lot of verticality here. Crow. Black feathery beasts with vicious tempers. These macrame, half barbed wire terrors, or half birds. I don't know where I read terrors. Could easily be mistaken for their earthly namesakes, but if only they were as smart as those in the land of the living. The ones that roam the grounds at Death Inc. are in fact alarmingly stupid. That's funny. Oh. Nice. Add Vitamin Plus. So item increases max HP by 10 and grants you a pure heal of 10 HP. Pure life force kept pressurized for safety reasons. Normally it is meticulously stored in containers that are regularly maintained by the technical department, but ever since the Sorrow Stampede, anybody can find themselves with an extended health point bar. It's a sensitive topic. The flavor text is all so funny. Whoops. I love it. Nice. Oh, hello. Rage Stab. Increases the frenzy bar by 50% and offers an attack bonus of 15% during frenzy. For 1 minute. Little points card that you can fill up with when you anger your colleagues. Let's just say that at Death Inc. Rage Stab cards always fill up very, very quickly. In fact, just picking up dropped cards can fill your frenzy bar. Perfect for instantly triggering a rage. Good to know. Thank you. I was gonna say, is there nothing down here? There is. Okay. Let's check out Thanagar's office. W. Hana. No. Oh, poison mist. Deals damage over time. Stackable. Deploy toxic gas that lingers in one place. Very nice. And it's stackable. As a general rule, Death's not really into poisons, but after overhearing two minions tell a particular anecdote, he got the idea to work on the spell. The minions were trapped in a packed elevator at Death Inc. when all of a sudden a horrid smell engulfed the confined space, trapping the two poor souls in a suffocating prison of misery and disgust. In other words, someone let it rip in the elevator and it was horrible. That's funny. Ooh. There we go. Disciplinary action, defeat a Thanagar. Onward and upward. Max HP is 90. Oh, that's Health Sparkle. Okay. Iranima. Gauge fills up after each attack and can be used to trigger rage when full. Choose a penalty. Shot prices increase by 15% until the end of the level. Belligerent Spokesman. Spooksman deal 8 plus 8 damage. Let's do this one. That one's going to be easier to deal with. Let's do equipment storage. Quantum Celery. Gain a large amount of celery as long as you don't suffer any damage before you reach the elevator. Shit. I already lost. Ah. Whirl Dagger. Deals damage over time. Stackable. More poison. Whirl Daggers. Death doesn't find it particularly easy to get along with all the sorrows, but when he does manage it, the results are as you would expect. When she was being hired, Catherine Imamura, the elegant manager of the Natural Disasters Department, backed up her application with a powerful tidal wave that wiped the whole archipelago off the map with just a snap of her fingers. Initially, Death was not impressed. Sounds pretty impressive to me. Excuse me. Will Hung. Budgetary Inspection Thanagar. Oh, Thanager? Thanager? One might assume Will is the dead body hanging from the knot tied to the rope. He finds this assumption infuriating because Will Hung is the rope. He had the same problem back when he worked with dockers in the land of the living, and Will hated when they confused him with someone else. He allegedly tried to make himself stand out by strangling some of his mortal colleagues, which earned him his place at Death Inc. Unfortunately for him, the situation didn't improve once he started working for the company. That's sad. Next floor, to the shop. And then we're gonna fuck up Brad's day. I would like to buy that, please. Hell yeah. Prismium. Prismiums are highly sought after and extremely precious vacation vouchers. A prismium can be used to buy an upgrade or transformation for your weapons and spells in the control room instead of spending your solary. You can also invest a prismium with Monaco at the shop in order to improve it and get additional and higher quality merch. So equipment you're not particularly attached to, you can exchange it in return for some solary, maybe even a prismium. Jakeman and Orvey did a ton of really complicated calculations to figure it all out. It went right over my head, but it works like a charm. Oh, is that what this is? Alright, Brad. I'm here to fuck up your day. Back already? Boss, this is ridiculous. Can't you see how easily I can pick you up? Then it shouldn't be too hard for you to do it again, right? Otherwise we'll all know what it meant. Cancel your boss to feed a game boss. It turns out it was just a lot of luck. What about a game of paddleball for a rematch? Let's see what's under your cloak. You do anything rather than admit defeat. Can't be asking your boss to look under their cloak. Infuse burn. Hell yeah, let's do that. Add Vitam Ultra. Alright, where's the effects? I need to know, not burn. Vitality effects. Or maybe it is burn. Flex damage over time spreads at, okay. Oh, it's like 9 o'clock already. Ooh. Coffee, visit the break room. Nice. We're gonna mark that for YouTube.